I've been running away from God a lot lately, and he's starting to catch up to me. I thought I could do it on my own, by myself. I thought I'd give that a shot, but it didn't go so well. I was running away from Christ. Full speed, but even still, I wasn't able to outrun His love. He caught up to me. I realized that, I think I do need Christ. So I know I'll have moments where I'll be like, you know what, let me just try this thing on my own. Let me do this by myself here, see how this plays out. And I'll try that. And I think it'll be going well, even though the whole time I'll be suppressing thoughts of, what if I did it through Jesus? Or no, what if I prayed a bit more while I'm doing this? And I'm just like, nah, you know what, I got this. And surprise, surprise, I don't got this, And I end up coming back to Jesus, or I'll say Jesus pulls me back to Him. He just lets the dominoes fall so that I can see that, you know what, I do need Him. Let me come on back and stop playing. He'll let my situation unfold without Him so that I can see that because He was not in the center of it, He was allowed to fall. But if I do things in the spirit, with God in the center of it, God in mind, and not idolizing anything else, but giving God the glory, even when I'm seeing success, giving God the glory, good things will happen more often. And on top of that, it's not even just good things will happen. I'll be able to think differently, think more positively. I'll be able to be kinder just because I'll have the Spirit of God in me. I won't be running away from that thinking, I can do this by myself, because while it may last for a day or two or maybe a couple weeks, it won't be permanent. But the love of God is everlasting. That is not something that'll ever run out or diminish, or quite frankly, it's not something you can outrun, as I have clearly found out today. So, guys, if you're ever doubting Jesus and that you were happier before and this and that, with Jesus, it's different. And while yes, you may have troublesome thoughts, troublesome feelings, the reason He allows those is so you can realize that you're not all put together. You're not a complete puzzle. You're a puzzle with pieces all over the place, and that you need to come to God for Him to put you together again, so that you may be whole again. God wants you to rely on Him. He wants you to know that you can rely on Him. So that's why He will allow things to unfold and play out, just so you can realize, hey, I can't do it all on my own. And once you make that realization, you're back in action. You're back in action. You can start treating people with love and kindness, genuineness, right? Genuineness above all else. You can start smiling at people for real. You can stop hurting your cheeks with that fake grin, that fake smile. You can be genuine about your emotions. You can let your guard down, throw your ego, cast it aside, let God take it for you. Yeah. And of course, the ego, it is a strong thing. It'll crawl back to you each and every time, but each and every time be giving it to God. Don't let your ego win, because what your ego will do, it'll think it's protecting you. It'll make things make sense when you're emotional. But honestly, all it's really doing is holding you down, holding you back from truly evolving. Like, look, I don't know if y'all seen Amazing World of Gumball, where Penny the Peanut, she came out of her shell and she was like this beautiful like creature of aura, like she was a pure aura. That is you, without your ego, without your ego holding you back, thinking it's protecting you, thinking you're protecting yourself, because that's what it'll do. It'll cloud your judgment in the moment. You know, you might send that text because it feels right. Then afterwards, you're thinking about it. Then you look back on it, you're like, oh man, why did I say this? Why did I do this? Now, guess what? You've done something irreparable. All because you were guided by the flesh and not by the spirit. Don't let the flesh guide you. It'll guide you straight into fire, straight into that lake of fire. But instead, be guided by the spirit. Take up the full armor of God and be okay. Know that you're protected. Know that you're cared for. Know that you're loved. Know that you're being looked over. Know that you're being considered by the one above. Know all these things in your heart. Don't ever doubt them. Because when the Spirit leads you, then you're leading a wonderful life. But once again, when you're being led by flesh, you're never really satisfied. You're not quite ever really fulfilled, honestly. You'll always be left wanting more. And even, scary enough, you'll be so into the flesh that you'll be so focused and set on doing what you believe is right and trying to make what you believe is right come to fruition. And really, you'll end up being blind to what is right in your face, which is God's gift. But because it is not what you had in mind, you'll just glance over like, oh no, that's not what I want. That's not what I'm going to consider. You know what? I'm not even going to consider that. I'm going to keep striving for what I want to do. And, I think you should slow down and just give things a good look over before you disregard them. Really consider these things before you tell yourself, I'm good without it. I don't need that. I'll find something better. I'll do this better. I'll be better. Come to God. Because I made that same mistake when it came to a car. I was so dead set on finding an older Jeep Cherokee. And it was a car. My neighbor had a car. They offered it to me. Good car. For way less than what it's worth. And they were just giving it to me for pennies on the dollar. Now, I didn't tell them no straight up, but I didn't consider it. I didn't consider them and what that car might really be. God knows I need a vehicle right now. And I'm coming to realize that was his gift to me. And that I can do a lot with that. Because that car, 2011 car, alright? Jeep Cherokee, 1990 and below. But yeah, I almost glanced over God's gift for me. God slowed me down. He said, hey, give this a look over. Give this a look over before you make up your mind. And I did. And I considered it. That's when I realized, like, whoa. It was in my face the whole time. This is from God. This is from God. So I slowed down. And I went back to it. And by God's grace, he didn't take the deal off the table. I was still able to do something with that. Just be more patient in your walk. Open your mind. Consider things that you wouldn't normally consider, because who knows, you might just be passing up a gift from God with your name on it. So, Essence family, I love y'all. Peace out.